Alright guys, you all voted for it. Time for what if Kakarot was in Vegeta's crew. I did say Goku, so I'll get more views, because I think people like Goku better in the title, I don't know. But he will be called Kakarot in this universe. Well, that being said, let's get to it. We cut to after planet Vegeta blew up. After the planet was destroyed, Vegeta would hear the news and be bummed that he wouldn't be king. Raditz would tell everyone about his brother, but say there's no really use of getting him. But then Vegeta would say, "Raditz, go get your brother now." Raditz would look confused and say, "Why?" "Because I want more Saiyans to rule. Actually, you're just a lower class runt anyway. I'll get him. Low class trash or not, he is a Saiyan, and I want more people." In this timeline, Vegeta would be more mad about Planet Vegeta being destroyed. Not that he actually cared about his people. Oh no, he just wanted more people to rule. And even if he could just have one more person, even if it was a lower class runt, he would take it. Vegeta would get in his space pod and begin to go over to Earth. As Kakarot would be taken care of by Grandpa Gohan for a few days, suddenly Vegeta's space pod would land. He would see Kakarot's space pod attacked as he would smirk. Luckily, he wouldn't have to call over a space pod to get him. As Grandpa Gohan looked over, he said, "Oh, who are you?" But then Vegeta just punched him. He punched a hole straight through his chest, as Grandpa Gohan began to cry out and bleed as he fell to the floor, dead. Vegeta would say, "This planet might make a good profit." Kakarot would look at him and begin to cry, as he said, Why would you do that?" As the events of the Broly movie, Kakarot was able to cry, so he's more of a toddler than a baby, so I'd say he'll be able to speak somewhat. Vegeta would walk up to him and say, "Quiet, you runt, you work for me now," as then he would punch him, knocking him out. As Kakarot laid there unconscious, Vegeta would simply put him in a space pod and launch it over to one of Frieza's planets. Vegeta then started to cause some havoc, as he would go to city, destroying it. Kami would see this, and sensing this boy's power, he knew there was only one way to defeat him, the evil containment wave. Kami would go down with Master Roshi. As they both looked at him, Vegeta would look up and say, "Namekian? Interesting. Why are you on this planet?" Kami would say, "Namekian, is that what I am?" Kami, realizing he was an alien, was a big reveal, but since the planet was about to be destroyed, it's not like he could do much for it. So he then started to fight Vegeta, but this was a distraction, so Master Roshi could form the Mafuba. However, Vegeta saw this coming. He didn't know what Master Roshi was doing, but since I needed Vegeta for this what if, he saw the move coming and simply punched a hole through his chest, killing him. Then he charged the Gallic Gun, as Kami would charge a Ki Blast of his own and blast against the Gallic Gun. Both of them hit against each other, but Kami was no match, as the Gallic Gun went straight to Kami, killing him, making the Dragon Balls inactive. If Vegeta knew about the Dragon Balls, he probably wouldn't have done that, but oh well. As Kami was dead, Vegeta went to city, destroying it. There was nothing they could do. The Red Ribbon Army, other heroes, all came, even a demon with a Devil Might beam, but the beam was too slow to hit Vegeta. Vegeta simply destroyed Earth, turning it into a wasteland. Then he called the Frieza Force, letting them know they could buy it. As he traveled back, we cut to Kakarot. Kakarot would be with Raditz and Nappa, as Nappa and Raditz would look at them and say, "Alright, little runt, Frieza wants to meet you since you're a new Saiyan. It's gonna be a little scary, but make sure to bow and be polite, got it?" Kakarot would nod. As Kakarot would walk up, he would see Frieza on his throne. As he would look down at Kakarot, Kakarot would bow. Frieza would say, "Aw, what a good obedient monkey. I heard that you were rescued." Like a monkey in a zoo. "Aw, don't worry. I'll take good care of you. Just make sure to be loyal. After all, you know what happens to those who are disloyal, don't you?" Kakarot would look up and say, "I don't, but I really don't want to find out. I'm sorry, I said that. Kakarot would say in a scared tone, as Frieza would just laugh. Kakarot being scared was just so funny to Frieza. It was hilarious to watch a Saiyan cower in fear before him. Frieza would say, "It's alright. Then again, you might die on this mission. You are low class and weak, as Vegeta would say. Go rest up. In a week, you'll be sent off. Kakarot would then go back. As Raditz and Nappa would begin to talk to him, Raditz would say, "Alright, don't get in my way." Nappa would laugh and say, "He's low-class trash, just like you. Don't let him talk down to you like that." As he would then start to laugh, Kakarot would look up and say, "Thank you. What's your name?" "My name's Nappa. I'm the second in command. But your first in command is Prince Vegeta, the guy who took you." Kakarot would then remember Vegeta, the man who knocked him out, the man who just took him away like that. It's not like he had a good first impression, but he's so weak there was nothing he can do. Eventually Vegeta would come back, as they would all continue to talk. But Kakarot would remember how his father sent him away. Vegeta said his planet was destroyed by an asteroid, but that didn't sound like it. How would his father know an asteroid was coming and no one else would? Things weren't adding up. But Kakarot didn't have much time to think about it. As he was getting acquainted, eventually a week would pass, and they'll be sent off on their first mission. As they were both sent off to the planet, Raditz, Nappa, Vegeta, and Kakarot, they would all land in the same spot, surrounded by cities. As men with guns would surround them, they would all start to fire. Raditz, Vegeta, and Nappa would all start to dodge, as Kakarot would get hit in the arm. Falling down with his arm broke, he would feel rage like he's never felt before. He didn't want to die. He didn't want to make his father's sacrifice worth nothing. So he blasted a key blast, killing one of them. But they were unexperienced, and more of them began to surround them and try to kill them. As Kakarot felt wounded, he began to fight like a caged animal. He fought for his life. He fought with anger. He fought with power. He fought with everything he had to stay alive. So did the rest of the Saiyans. As Nappa would decide to throw up a artificial moon, as they all looked up, they turned into great apes. As they turned into great apes, they would slaughter the entire planet. As they regained consciousness, all the other Saiyans acted like it was normal, but Kakarot began to cry as he realized what he did. But Raditz would slap him and say, "Shut up, you're making us look bad. We're Saiyans and they're inferior. You have to understand, this is life." Vegeta would say, "He's right. As much as I hate to agree with a lower-class scum, such as yourself, Raditz is right. We are Saiyans. We wipe out inferior life forms. That's just what we do." "So, are you going to have a problem with that?" Kakarot would look up and wipe away his tears and say no. Vegeta would say good. A few years would pass, and Kakarot would keep remembering things about how Bardock sent him away. How would he know an asteroid was coming? If he did, shouldn't he have told people? And shouldn't they have all left? Then, finally, Kakarot figured it out. He didn't know if the other Saiyans would believe him, but he had to tell them. He would invite them over into a room on Frieza's spaceship, as he would take off his scouter and point at his scouter, making them all take it off. Nappa would say, "This better be important." Kakarot would say, "I have a hunch. Bardock sent me away right as the planet was destroyed. If it was a meteor, why didn't he tell people? Why didn't more people escape? If Bardock was able to figure it out just by looking at the sky or whatever, other people should have been able to figure it out too." They all looked at him and said, "That's a good point, but where are you going with this?" "Frieza did it. He destroyed the planet. He saw our potential and didn't want a bunch of Saiyans to rise against him. So he wiped us all out." After all, don't you think it's a little coincidental that Vegeta was off on a mission when it happened? They all looked at each other, and all of this made sense, but they just stared in silence, not sure what to do. But then Vegeta got up and said, "I'll get stronger." "And so will you. We'll train and get stronger and stronger and stronger. Then we'll defeat Frieza and rule the galaxy and the universe." All of the Saiyans cheered. Even Kakarot. Even though Kakarot and Raditz weren't a big fan of Vegeta, they had to work with him. And Vegeta found a new respect for Kakarot for figuring this thing out and giving him a flame of passion. It's not like he cared about him, at least not yet, but Kakarot was more than just a low-class warrior. At least, that's what he thought deep down. He would never admit it, not even to himself. And that's going to leave things off. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed making it. and you all kind of enjoyed the creepypastas. A lot of people like, what the hell is this? Is this for real? If I do a creepypasta, it's not really for real, but I don't want to break character. And there's these channels that do creepypastas. I used to watch them all the time. Not gonna lie, I don't really watch them that much, if at all, anymore. But I always figured maybe I would try to do one. And yeah, I did it. And it was kind of fun. And I do have more creepypasta ideas. Lost Dragon Ball movies, maybe even lost Star Wars movies. Maybe even some stuff that's not related to anime. Who knows? But that creepypasta did very well, and I'm glad you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you all enjoy this new series I made. Peace out.